Messed up so many people. It messed up a lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, it put people in jail. When I tried to refinance it, they were like, you can't refinance it because you have 80% of your loan in one location and 20% in another. So I could never refinance that home. Yeah, I'll talk about that maybe another time, but
Oh, wow.
I was locked in 80% one place, first try, second lose. But it's stupid low for 10 years. So if you rent it out, you get a huge return of cash, you know.
Okay.
You should be
So,
taking that cash and paying off the mortgage, but that's not what I did.
okay.
Mm, yeah.
But you used it to renovate
Yes,
the new,
I did
well,
have,
which was a third home. So
right.
at one point you owned three houses.
Yeah, for quite some time. Yeah, three
Okay.
houses. Um, and went through a lot of like, learning curve pains as a renter, I mean, as a landlord to that investment property, and now a landlord to two investment properties, so to speak, uh, and DC favors renters. So there, all the laws are leaned towards them. You can't kick them out in the winter. There are certain many different steps you have to take before you could even bring them to a place where you have to go in front of a court. There's just so much. Um, I had Section 8 renters. I had regular rent, non-Section 8 renters. All came with these pluses and minuses, with a dog, without a dog, elderly, single mom, all of these things came. So the first investment property turned in, the tenant abandoned it. It was clearly lived in by people who, by people off the street or whatever. Um, when I found that she did not pay her rent for quite some time. Yeah, it was at their it was act even though it started off really beautifully
Mm.
with her, it turned out very poorly. I lost and but learned, get a rental management company. They are relatively low cost and will, if you don't know how to wield a hammer, screwdriver, fix stuff, do the lot, get a rental management company. Um,
As I
so
think about the flooding in my kitchen and ended up having to negotiate with two different neighbors and how I wished I had a management company. So
yeah,
to me, that is just a must because it's too much. It's
it's
just
too
too
much.
much. It's too much.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
navigating personalities of people, and
hmm,
sometimes they play on your sympathies
yeah,
and just issue after issue and
yeah.
there's something's always wrong and you're thinking when I lived there
I know.
I
I didn't have
never had
these issues,
these
but they
issues.
don't treat, they just
It's
don't treat your stuff. I had a stair banister all of a sudden come out the wall. How does that happen? Never happened when I lived there.
it was
But all of
somebody's jungle gym. It's a jungle gym.
a sudden, exactly, and they call you like, this banister is no longer up to code, and if you don't fix it immediately, they'll call their Section 8 representative or whoever, and they'll come out and they'll say, yeah, and they'll put your money in escrow. They'll put the rent, like the Section 8 DC will put your stuff in escrow until you fix that banister railing that you didn't break.
Oh, I have oh yeah. So I know that I'm bringing you back because you just
Yeah,
had
you
too
are.
much. Look, this is your fault. Look, I'm just writing down the topics because you got a lot. Look, this is good. Like I can fill you up with the first quarter of the year. You're gonna
Yeah,
be
I
the
was
guest
nervous about
host.
this interview, but now I'm just like, There's so
'Cause
much I should tell you.
but it's so good, but this is like good stuff. Like I would love to do just a whole deal on Section 8 because there are a lot of people and I attempted to do it, but I don't think my schedule fit in like the meetings that you had to attend. I probably was just being lazy and but I would love to get your experience with that, pluses and minuses, opposed to just doing the traditional rent out your
Yeah,
home type of
there
thing.
it could be a beautiful thing. And I have a Section 8 renter now, and it's the most beautiful experience I've ever had as a
So let
landlord.
me ask this question. So, and refresh my memory. You got rid of the the investment home, right? Didn't you
Just
sell that one?
last year. So
Okay.
just last year, I sold it. So I ended up being on the other side of that 2007 experience. 2007
17.
was it? No, no, I'm sorry.
Oh,
It wasn't 2007. So correction, 2007. So if
oh,
I said
2000. Okay.
2017 earlier, I meant 2007. I'm sorry,
Okay.
2007. That was when the real estate
Right,
market
that's when it cracked. Because you know what? Because I remember where I was living during that time, and thank goodness we did not have a loan like that. But countrywide, do you remember them? They had
Yeah.
a slew. They're not even, I don't even think they exist anymore because of all of the
Mm,
creativity that was going on there with
yeah.
those mortgage loans. So, so
Yep.
you sold that investment property, but you still
Last year.
have the G Street, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
good. And the other thing too, I want to bring out on this Wealth Wednesday, you, wherever you've lived, you've always had like a tenant, even if it were for a short period of time, which is
That's
very smart.
right. That's
So then
right.
tell us how you, in even where you're living now, how you purposely redid your basement to the point where someone can actually live there.
Hmm. So I don't know where I read this, but it was something along the line of oh gosh, this is so many years ago. I think I read a book once where it was like, always seek out to fully utilize your resources, right? And as it relates to a house, you shouldn't have rooms in your house where no one um, is active and you're like basically heating up a basement you don't use, for example. Or even with the guest room, a guest room should be more of a multi-purpose room. Maybe the guest room should operate as maybe your well, who knows, workspace or meditation room. And then upon, the need presenting itself, you have visitors or whatever, then you make it into a guest room. But we Americans, we value lots and lots and lots of space, but we pay for it with debt and stuff. So I remember telling folks, I hate basements. They're just useless. I never had the other houses I bought did not have a basement.
Okay.
Um, I saw that people really were just doing their laundry down there, and then but it's part of a utility bill, part of part of
It
maintenance.
is. Yeah, it
You
is.
know?
And it costs to heat a house, trust, because
Yeah.
the gas bill that I looked
Mm.
at yesterday, I wanted to fall on the ground. I do not
I know.
understand. And I'm looking like, what are we doing in here? We're gonna have to put layers
Exactly.
on because that bill is ridiculous. Like, seriously,
Right.
I will share that offline.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Hello.
I'm here.
Oh, I think I lost you. 1 second.
Okay. And
Oh,
it's
I
okay.
see.
I can cut this part out.
Oh, no problem. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
um.
So you were saying
Well,
that with the basement.
yeah. So the upside to taking on renovating, like gutting a house, extending it, doing whatever, is you get to do fun things like, especially again at this stage of your life, right? Where you get to think about your future and design your home. That
Okay.
was the benefit of having like a fixer upper. So I thought about things like even the space I'm in right now, this is my office, but the way that I worked with the architect was to design it such that it was a space with an ensuite bathroom, right, with the bathroom, so that if my aging parents, one of them may pass away before the other, and I would need to take care of them, they would have a space where they could stay and never have to go up the stairs. They had a full bathroom right next to them. So that was one of the things. The next thing was um, the basement. I wanted it set up, and because you have to think about plumbing and the cost of plumbing and all that. I didn't want a basement that had no plumbing. I needed a basement that could accommodate plumbing for a little kitchenette. So
Which
that
is cute, by the way. It's very
yeah.
cute. Very nice.
um, so that if ever I lost my job, um, or for some reason just wasn't able to work, I could have income coming in, and I would always have, the roof over my head. So if I had help paying for the mortgage, it would lower, the burden on me to pay the mortgage should that happen. So I didn't really have the space with the full intention to have it rented out immediately, but it turned out to be some, to happen pretty quickly because I had someone who needed it. And now it's basically designed as an efficiency. It has a full bathroom, it has a kitchenette, it has a space for the bed, office, living room, and it worked out. Again, I didn't look for this person, just but
It's,
prepare it, have a really clear idea of what it is you want, and sometimes it finds you.
oh, I'm so glad that you